Hi!
Hello. Hi. This is Unprofessional Movies and Reviews. We're going to do our water cooler topic out of the Blastoise tin.
Yep.
It's kind of bullshit I call it the Blastoise tin because Venusaur's right here, too.
And then there's,
Is there
the one
Charizard,
everyone
too?
picked.
Now, I always chose Blastoise because he could do ice moves that also destroy grass.
Oh.
Yeah,
You
do
need to
something.
go there?
Do you want to choose it?
Sure. You mean like reach in?
Yep. Please grab the one I want you to.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, sorry. So this is our water cooler topic.
You said, great.
And what this is a tiny little topic we can get through right away that just has something to do with nerding. Do you need me to read it? I kind of phrased that really wrong. I'll read it. So what this is, so if you guys have a question that's nerd-ish or anything about any form of media that you want us to address quickly, we can. What did it say? Can you decipher it?
All of it besides the one thing. Who is more terrifying to run into? Joke? Question mark.
Joker or Ramsay Snow? Who is more terrifying to run into? Joker or Ramsay Snow?
Snow.
You're gonna go. All right. If you guys don't know Ramsay Snow, Game of Thrones, watch our Game of Thrones reviews. The bastard
with his bitches.
Bruce Bolton's bastard. Fuck. I'm gonna go with you on that, Ramsay Snow. Because I can think of the two most horrific things that Joker's done. The most notably, he's probably done more than...
Yeah.
But the most notably is what he did to Jason Todd, what he did to Barbara Gordon. What he did to Barbara Gordon, he shot her in the spine and took pictures, naked pictures of her, and made her dad look at him. That's psycho shit. Yeah. And what he did to Jason Todd, the second Robin, is he beat him with a fucking crowbar and then blew him up. That's some psycho shit. Yeah. Ramsay would be like... Wow, that's all you're doing?
Cut off a dick, mind controlled him into becoming my personal slave.
Yeah! Dude, he's like, you killed Jason Todd that quickly? Like I would have cut his balls off, fucking tortured him, turned him into my slave.
Slowly peel back the skin on his fingers and arms, and then put it back.
Okay.
Do it again. Just, good stuff.
So,
good, all wholesome, all American.
So who do you think's more terrifying out of Joker and Ramsay Snow? Ramsay Snow.
Although I would probably shit myself if I ever heard Joker laugh now.
Oh, God, if it was Mark Hamill's?
Yeah, if I just heard that laughing in an alley, that's just...
I'm shitting right now.
I'm going to try and, I'm going to throw myself into the wall as hard as I can to just try and kill myself then. Just not deal with it.
Right.
Hey!
Hello, the Internet! Welcome to Unprofessional Movie Reviews. Mark, this is Taylor.
Yep.
This is where we unprofessionally review Ex Machina.
Yep.
If you guys didn't see Ex Machina, you should. It's really, yeah. So, before we get started, I
kind of want to do a synopsis.
Before we get started, do all the stuff that's written right here. Friend us on Facebook, follow us on Facebook, comment us, and follow us on Twitty, Twatter, Twat,
Scream.
And then send us Twitty, Twatter, Twittins on unofficial UMR of movies that you want us to do, or if you have an idea for a water
cooler topic, or just any idea.
Yeah.
Tell us we suck.
Or just tell us that
we're
suck.
Goofy motherfuckers.
Yeah, we just got caught. Yeah, whoever called us goofy motherfuckers, thanks. That's a compliment.
Yeah, all the things that I've never been called that before.
Really?
Well, yeah.
You've been called, dumb?
Well, yeah. I mean, look at me. This is not the face that screams intelligence.
No!
Yeah, it's not.
Nothing you've ever screamed at me was intelligent. Okay.
I disagree. You just weren't in the state of mind to appreciate just the subtlety that I was yelling at.
To be fair, whenever you're drunk, you're really smart.
Yeah.
And everyone else is drunk.
Yeah.
All right. Come on. Okay, Ex Machina. I'm going to not tell you what I know for the synopsis. I'm going to tell you what I saw from the trailers. Because if you haven't seen it yet, it was the experience I had was what we knew about it was from the trailer was this really secretive dude who was building an AI and got another dude there to talk to it.
The whole idea is supposed to be a Turing test.
Yeah.
Yep.
But they didn't state that in the trailer though.
No, yeah, but that's what it is.
When I got out of the trailer,
you get that 5 minutes in. He brings this guy in for a Turing test and then shenanigans start taking place.
Okay, now it's going to be really hard to review this without...
Yeah, if you don't know what a Turing test is...
Well, I was going to say without minor spoilers, so let's not do the...
No, I know. I won't do
the
that.
third act. Let's not get into the third act. But let's talk about, the first half.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so that's it. So explain to him what a Turing test is.
Turing test is just they've actually made a computer that passed it, but it's iffy. Well, it's if a human being can talk to a machine and not realize it's a machine. They have already built a machine that they've built a couple of machines that have passed it, but it's like what's that called? It's the Google bot, spam bot. You can talk to it and it talks back.
Yeah,
and it managed to pass what?
Cleverbot. Thank you.
Yeah, Cleverbot managed to pass it, but only because it just throws out non sequiturs. So I assumed it was just an internet troll.
Oh, I forgot how this works. We're gonna do our positives, and then we're gonna do our negatives, and then we're gonna do a tailorized review between 1 and 10. Now, starting with our positives, without any major spoilers, I'm gonna let you talk for a while and let me know when it's time for me to talk.
Great. I mean, just the whole. I always enjoy sci-fi movies that are willing to try and do big concepts, even if they don't do them poorly. This one actually handles it very well. Probably the best I've seen in a while. Yeah, but I'm just a sucker for them. High concept sci-fi. It's great, and this one handles it very well. It's got the great suspense. It manages its drama and its tension pretty well. There are some downs, but that's half the point.
Yeah.
But yeah, really well managed, paced.
The pacing was great.
Pacing's great.
Because it was slow and then it was like, bark! And you're like, ugh! Yeah.
2 out of the 3 main characters I very much enjoyed.
Oh, God. We'll get into that in our negatives, I'm assuming.
2 out of the 3 I very much enjoyed. I'm going to make him try and guess which one I didn't like. I guess I didn't. Not that I didn't like him.
I couldn't guess because I liked all 3.
Yep. And, getting used to the new Star Wars. Got introduced to
Domhnall Gleeson and Oscar Isaac run this movie.
Oh,
now, I know that Oscar Isaac was in a few things last year, but I didn't have a chance to see any of them. A Most Violent Year is something he came out with.
Yeah,
I heard it was really good. So all I'm getting told about Oscar Isaac is they're all like, the real deal, bro. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And then all in 1 year, we find out he's in Star Wars, and he's going to be playing Apocalypse in X-Men Apocalypse.
Ooh.
And I'm like, okay, apparently Hollywood knows something about this dude I haven't learned yet. And they were spot on.
Oh, no, this guy's great.
This dude's great. Now, with Domhnall Gleeson, I haven't heard or seen much of Domhnall Gleeson.
Yeah, I think he's going to be kind of like the other Star Wars actors.
I think he's great.
He's solid.
He definitely reminds me a lot of young Mark Hamill. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But
that's kind of where...
Is it... Sorry, did you
go ahead.
positives? I started talking.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to flat out saying I really, really, really liked this movie. Now, what I really liked about it, I made 2 comparisons. It reminded me a lot of Blade Runner on this AI so advanced that you can't tell it's an AI. And what the whole, the Blade Runner starts with this test that you have to tell, ask them about emotions. It's not quite the same.
No, it is. It's called the Turing test.
In Blade Runner, they call it that? But, all right. But a Turing test, it's usually a blind study. These aren't.
Yeah,
they're tests to the AI to see if they're AIs or not, and they would make them do emotions like, how would this make you feel to do this? And then if they react then there must be robots. But anyways, it was like that whole concept of the Turing test, blown up with little tweaks. With little tweaks. And I loved that. Now, this other thing they did was Moon. The movie Moon, which I absolutely love. With Sam Rockwell and Kevin Spacey, it's just a voice of a robot, and there's no other actors, and they're up on the moon mining. And the comparison between this and that is they're both isolated. They're high concept sci-fi, as you brought up. They're sci-fi that's but they're both believable sci-fi, and they're isolated. Yeah. This movie all takes place in a tiny little area with only a few people.
And storyline, and timeline-wise, it's the same thing.
It's a week.
It's 1 week. It takes place all in one house.
Now, I had one other thing.
One property.
I don't know if you noticed this, but the humanizing of Oscar Isaac's character was he's this extremely advanced fucking mind. He created like
it's essentially
search engines when he was 13.
No, he created Google
search.
Yeah,
He pretty much
it's
created
Google.
Google.
It's Google at the age of 13. He created it by himself at the age of 13.
Yes. So he's an extremely
mind.
brilliant person, and he's kind of mind fucky. You can tell that he's a very believable genius because he knows he's smart and he speaks to you as if he's controlling you.
Well, yeah,
and a lot of geniuses are like that. Well, and I loved that. My other point now is he had this contrast to him. Is that he was constantly saying these smart things and acting smart, and you could see the fruits of his smart labor when he's drinking, when he's working out, when he's beating up a punching bag, when he's being very primitive. Every time you saw him was the only time you didn't see advanced technology. It was like advanced technology, him with a normal barbell. And I loved that. It really, it gave me this feeling of how, I don't know, I can't even describe it, but I really liked that element they threw into him, and it made it so...
He's sequestered himself away from everything else.
Yes.
The technology
it was like the technology was like his curse. Like, he had to be technological,
that's what
and then he had to do this when he's...
But you got that in like one of his monologues, and the fact that the singularity, and if you haven't seen that, watch anything on it. It's just the point at which intelligence becomes something becomes intelligent enough to start augmenting its own intelligence to the point where we can no longer justify anything. And he's saying
when Ultron's making more Ultrons for himself.
Well, it'd be like if Ultron only hacked his own brain so he could have
that's what Ultron did.
I'm saying
in the comics.
But the singularity. The whole point is after that point we can no longer judge anything else besides that. Yeah, and he's saying that everyone believes the AI was one of those things that will lead to the singularity. And he's saying, but looking back on it from now, we're all doomed by creating this. It's inevitable. I have to do this, but it is what's going to end up killing humanity.
I thought they were going to say that earlier in the movie. Oh, no. It's like right away we're on the first scenes, he's like, oh, you have now stumbled upon one of the greatest inventions or whatever of humankind. And then Domhnall Gleeson's like, oh, this is really what you're saying? It's one of the greatest inventions of gods. And that's what he says. And what I hated about that line, I wanted him to say, no, if what you really just said is true, then you just created robots. You didn't just create something for humankind, you just created something for the next kind. And that's what I thought he was going to say, and I wished he said that.
Well,
and instead he called him a god.
Instead, finish his positives because
I do have a few negatives, but before we're done with our positives, dialogue, direction, cinematography, I enjoyed every bit of it. There is one little thing I didn't, which I'll get into, but when it comes to dialogue, they're talking. I think
9 times out of 10 it was great.
Yeah, there was a few times where, like the God thing I just said, but a few times with the other stuff, I was like, whoa, holy shit dialogue. Okay, go on with your negatives.
The forced quotes, the God thing, the Oppenheimer quote, and acting like no one would know that he was quoting fucking Oppenheimer to a fucking genius.
I don't think that's a bad thing. No, I don't think because he was. No. It showed you that this guy was trying to be pretentious, talking to a genius. He's like, I'm gonna quote Oppenheimer to him, and the guy's like, I fucking know that's Oppenheimer, dude. I just created a machine. Dick, and I loved that. All right, sorry, not to shoot down your only negative.
But
what else?
Not my only negative.
All right,
but that was because that guy's supposed to actually be good. He's actually supposed to be intelligent enough where you know everyone knows fucking Oppenheimer.
Okay,
I know that, and I'm a fucking college dropout.
Yeah, you are.
So, and then that character in general.
You didn't like Domhnall Gleeson's
character? No. I liked his acting in it. I just don't like his character because some of the decisions he made don't seem to make a lot of sense. But that could just be.
You convinced me. Yeah, you're kind of right. He's the.
You're
plot. Saying he's the one of the three.
He's the one of the three.
There are certain things he did that I loved, but it might have just been Domhnall Gleeson's spot on acting.
No, his acting's solid. It's just the character. The character himself is just.
I thought he was going to have more to him.
Don't make sense, and there's not much to him. Like the whole. Into that.
No spoilers at all.
Yeah,
The
no,
Asian chick had somewhat of more of a character than he did, and she never spoke.
She was more well-rounded.
She never spoke at all.
She wasn't more of a character, but she was more well-rounded. She was more believable of a character. He was just the plot. He has to do this, because otherwise the story's not going to go anywhere for the next 15
I guess you're right. I guess I didn't... Yeah, no, you convinced me on that.
But otherwise everything else was solid. It's not the acting, it was just the way it was written.
The score.
That got annoying at points. I'm
sorry.
We're going back to like the mid to late 80s and like the techno
that
beats
was it.
and stuff.
I don't feel like the dude who wrote this score wrote anything. It felt like it was nothing but stock photo sound effects.
Well, yeah.
It was just
it was
like I was like, come on, man.
Well,
that bugged the shit out of me. It's like the only thing that bugged me.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall. What's that guy's? What's his job title? In Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh, the ominous tones.
Yeah, he's the ominous tone guy. That's what this is. It's just nothing but ominous tones.
It was really
ominous
like
tones
Jason Segel's character.
Beats.
It's Forgetting Sarah Marshall wrote it.
No. Yeah, it's just that only with some like late 80s techno thrown in on top of that. That's you got it.
But if all I can complain about in a character and dialogue driven story is the score.
Yep.
This is a good movie.
Oh,
You're going to walk out of this movie either confused or like, whoa. And that's how I was.
Yeah.
I wish more people knew that this movie was coming out because this is going to be one that people are going to talk about. Like, when this hits DVD, people are going to be like, Mark, have you heard about this? Like, yeah, I saw it in theater. It came out in theater. Like, I think this is going to have it's going to get its day later on. I think this is one of those movies.
And this is one of those movies I think it's actually going to be better at home, actually.
Yeah, I think it's going to hit Netflix and it's going to boom.
This is one of those great movies that it's fun to talk about. Like, it'd be great to talk during it. That's actually one of the great things about it. Because, like, there's moments in the thing where everyone's talking and making noise in the theater. True, there was only like 20 people in the theater with us.
We were all sitting next to each other,
but we were all making noises and like oh! It's one of those movies just like where you want to be talking the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like talk stuff out. That's why I think this would be actually great once it hits TV.
We gotta end this review. Okay, down to our tailorized reviews. You go.
All right. 8 out of 10 forced Oppenheimer quotes.
8 out of 10. Pretty good. I, as usual, completely go way higher than everybody else. Yep. We didn't mention it, but I might have when I was talking about when he was doing humanized things. I'm going to go with 9.5 out of 10. Boom. 1 drunk smart people.
1 drunk smart people?
Yeah. I added the one after I wrote drunk smart people, but I was like, only one of them ever really got drunk. So I wrote the one after I wrote drunk smart people. And then I thought it would be funny and ironic if I didn't take it out. So 9.5. I think this might be, definitely it's my favorite film of the year.
Oh, so far, easily.
And I might still be. All right, maybe Star Wars and Avengers might do it, but Star Wars and Avengers are going to be blockbusters, and they're not going to hit me in the same level that these will. No. And I think that I'm saying this is in the running of being one of my favorite films of the year. That it is so far, and unless Star Wars surpasses every one of my expectations with these guys in it.
It's hard to compare them, though, because those movies aren't meant to be the thinking, feeling movies. They're like, oh my god, the spectacle, it's amazing. And to be fair, I'm extremely excited for them.
You're right.
But they hit a different feel. Like
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I will score them higher, but who knows? Maybe I'll give them a 10. We'll see.
Who knows? Maybe they suck.
I sure hope not. All right, like, subscribe, all that shit. Go see this movie.
Right there.
Go see this movie. Support it. I want these people to make money for this movie because it was really good.
It was.
And the most important thing, bye!